Sit back, relax, and take a virtual ride with me. You'll see interesting places you probably haven't seen. I hope you enjoy the ride and discover new places with me. Sit back, relax, and take a virtual ride with me.
Sports fans, welcome to Ben's Hang-Ups. We're on the road today. I told you there would be a road trip coming up. By golly, there is. You may find this a little exciting. We're going to Mexico. And I'm taking you along. Why not? If you're watching this, you probably have nothing better to do than to go to Mexico. So here we go. Mexico it is. Now, it's not a bad day today. We got temperature about 45 degrees. Should warm up a little bit more than that. We got cloudy skies, but just a little sun peeking out here and there. That'll change, of course, as we move south. So bear with me, sports fans. Mexico it is. See you down the road. Well, fans, welcome to Mexico. That's right. Jefferson Township, Miami County, State of Indiana, United States. This is Mexico. How big is it? Well, it's pretty darn big. It's 5.56 square miles. Yeah, got an elevation of 659 feet above sea level. Well, one thing I noticed about Mexico, quite a few churches here. And I like churches. Belong to the church myself. But the architecture also, that's kind of neat. I like the old churches, the architecture of the old churches. Now there's a lady across the street. You can't see her. She's sitting on the porch. She came out when she seen the camera and she sit down and watch me. Now you can see what I mean. This is a simple church. But she's got character. Could use a little paint up there, but other than that, she's doing pretty good. And like most churches, the old-time churches, they had cemeteries next to them, or behind them. Now we mosey down the road here. And there's another church there on the left, but if you look across the street, there's a pretty good-sized cemetery there. So my bet is that church's been there a long time, Mexico Riverside Church. But that's the new building they got. Yeah, they got themselves a new building. Now, I would think that the church had been there a long time because of the cemetery. But I don't know for sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to head on downtown. Downtown Mexico. Well, folks, this is it. So where's old Ben at today? Well, as I told you, I'm going to Mexico, and that's where I'm at. Frankly, I'm uptown Mexico. This is the main strip. Okay. But I'm across the street from the Mexico Post Office. Yeah, that'd be it. This little building right here with the flag. That's the Mexico Post Office. And I'm on the main drag here. And I don't think it'll take us too long to look around, but I'm going to show you some of this. I'm sure you haven't been to Mexico. Well, I'll bet you haven't been to Mexico. That lady's going to the post office and she's wondering what's that guy doing over there with a camera. Well, Mexico Fire Department down there in that white building. We got Kling Insurance here. You gotta have an insurance agency. Now this building I'm in front of says library, but it's closed. And then we have a marathon station across the street here. Down here. A couple other buildings here. I'm not sure what they are, but we're going to take a look and see. Real quick trip. Now this community has some nice parks, nice facilities for the kids too. And it's a quiet, family-orientated town, really. And I'll tell you a little bit more about it here. Mexico was plotted in 1834. That's right. It was established along an Indian trail bordering the Eel River. Yeah, that's right. It's called the Eel River. It used to be a part of the old Michigan Road. It's the first road in Miami County. There was a river inn here, River House Inn, that was the only stop between Indianapolis and Michigan City. In those days, you probably needed to stop. Hey, there's their fire department. Well, that's actually their training center there. Fire department's across the street there. You'll see a one-horse stall there. I think they probably only got one truck. The corn mill town was established in 1836, and I believe that's still going. That big mill is still working outside of town here. And you can see there isn't much to the downtown area. Small community. About 1,100 people living here. And I believe the school district here is a part of the Miami County School District. Don't hold me to that either. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. Why, there's an insurance agency, of course. Town I don't think has a grocery store. I'm not sure. But they got an insurance agency. Now the students here, well, the corporation brags of a 14-to-1 student to teacher ratio. And you know how I feel about that. You got to take that with a grain of salt, fans. Now, the school district is above average. Graduation rates and so forth, a little bit above average. That's a good thing. Now, the town consists of mostly middle-income people. And you can see that in the homes. Very, very few slum areas, though. They're all very nice, well taken care of here. Well, a couple other facts about town. This town has about 90 veterans that live here. They have an unemployment rate that's only 1%. That's pretty darn good. And as I mentioned earlier, the crime rate is half the average. That's pretty darn good, too. Now, you may ask yourself, why would I go to Mexico? Mexico, well, you come down here, maybe see the Eel River. Yeah. Other than that, I'm not sure why you'd want to come down here to Mexico, unless it was to live. Nice community, nice quiet community. Yeah, I'd say good place to come live. Now, I noticed some of these streets here, if you notice how small these streets are, they're one line. I mean, if you have to pass somebody coming the other way, it gets a little tricky. Now, there were some manufacturing goes on in this town at one time. I'm not sure how much goes on now. I know the mill out there, the silo is still working. They're still busy out there. There's Ballpark, part one of the parks there. Very nice facilities. And there's that grain mill. Maybe I shouldn't call it a mill. Grain storage. Well, sports fans, you've just been to Mexico. Yep. Maybe not what you expected. But now you've seen Mexico. Yep. And you travel virtually with old Ben here. Ben's Hang-Ups. You traveled with Ben to Mexico. You can tell all your friends and relatives, all your acquaintances, you can brag a little. You went with Ben to Mexico. Now, there are a lot of people, you know, that have never been to Mexico. Probably millions upon millions upon millions haven't been to Mexico. But you have. So old Ben says, thank you for coming along with me. This is what's turned out to be a pretty nice day now. As the skies seem to be clearing a little bit here. We got some sunshine and it's bright out. Pretty nice. Nice day on the road. Now it is only, what time is it here? It's only 10 after 12, but that's all right. Ben getting a little hungry here too. Gonna have to stop somewhere and get some grub. Didn't see any place in Mexico to get grub, that's for sure. Anyway, sports fans, hope you enjoyed the trip to Mexico. You can now say you've been there. And I want you guys to have a good life. Enjoy yourself. Do something fun. And while you're at it, subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. We don't bug you. We don't bug you at all. Doesn't cost you anything. We don't bug you. So go ahead and subscribe. Helps me out. Makes me look good to YouTube people. Anyway, as always, sports fans, it's been fun. And old Ben will see you down. Well, we made it back to South Bend. That trip was under 100 miles. Yeah, you thought Mexico was a long way off, didn't you? Well, it wasn't that long. It wasn't that long to drive at all. It's a bypass around South Bend. Take Elkhart, or you can take it to Michigan City.
There's a beautiful country out there to see. Relax in your seat and turn on your TV.
Well, sports fans, it's been good having you along with me. My little journey here to Mexico. Not sure where we're going next week either. A lot of it depends on the weather, of course. Not a bad day today, but it's going to get colder. Friends, I want you to have a good life. Yep. Subscribe to the channel for me. It helps out a lot. See you down the road.
You got the whole wide world to see. Great destination. patience and friendly people for seas shining sea. I hope you enjoy the ride and discover new places with me. Come on back and relax and take another